Change your perspective, and you'll change your world. Most of us instinctively know what it takes to be healthy. Eat a well-balanced diet, eat real food, get sufficient sleep, and keep physically active. All in all, a pretty simple recipe for success. Unfortunately, simple doesn't necessarily mean easy. It's simple to drink a glass of water instead of a sugary soft drink. It's simple to turn the TV off and go to bed an hour earlier. It's simple to get up off the couch and go for a walk. But it's even simpler not to. And that's the challenge. The easiest way to live a healthy lifestyle is to create healthy habits, because habits automatically bypass all the obstacles that invariably trip us up, such as excuses, exceptions, and the big kahuna, procrastination. In his book, Creating Health, Deepak Chopra writes, if we want to create health starting this moment, we have to start channeling the unconscious mind through habit. Creating a habit is the surest route to a lifetime of predictable behavior. It may be a little difficult at the start, but once we're conditioned, it becomes both simple and easy. Well, that's pretty good advice. See, here's the thing. Our lives are more or less the sum total of our habits, behaviors, and beliefs. What we believe becomes our reality. For example, if we believe that we've got more important things to do with our time than waste it on exercise, then we won't do it. Simple as that. Remember, the cognitive dissonance between our need for physical activity and our natural inclination to conserve energy is a modern paradox of our own creation. We humans, like all animals, are naturally hardwired to conserve energy, which means a voluntary exercise, from an evolutionary point of view, on which we still operate, is totally unnatural. But with that being said, we also never evolved to be sedentary, inactive, and out of shape. Now, fortunately, we humans have the ability to willfully change our thinking and to actually override, at least temporarily, some of our natural hardwired programming. And to do that successfully, we need to alter our perspective, especially when it comes to fitness and exercise. And I can think of no better example of seeing physical fitness from a slightly different perspective than the personal story that motivational speaker Zig Ziglar shares in his best-selling book, See You at the Top. Ziglar begins his story by admitting that he was seriously overweight, and so he vows to begin a diet and exercise program. Like all beginning exercisers, Ziglar found it extremely challenging. On the first morning of his prescribed exercise routine, he woke up to the sound of his ringing alarm, got himself ready, laced up his shoes, and went for his very first run. As he recalled, he managed to go for an entire half block. But he was hard at it and determined. And so on the very next day, he managed to go the distance of a half block, plus a mailbox. The day after that, he went a half block and 2 mailboxes. And before long, he was running a full mile, then 2, then 3, then 5. In recounting the gruesome tale, Ziglar says he never missed an opportunity to tell his audiences about all the pain and sacrifice he went through when he was committed to getting into shape. He talked about the enormous price that he had to pay every morning by getting out of a warm bed to subject himself to the cold and discomfort of an early morning run. As someone who travels a great deal, he would talk about the trials and challenges of running in the heat of California or the cold of Winnipeg, Canada. Everywhere he went, and to all who would listen, he wailed about the sacrifice he was making to stay fit and how it is that if you want to accomplish anything worthwhile in this world, you've got to pay the price. And then one day, Ziegler says he was running on the grounds of Oregon State University. It was a beautiful, warm spring day. As he described it, the ground was flowing effortlessly beneath his feet. He was breathing the fresh air and feeling good. Suddenly, he knew he was having the time of his life. At the age of 50, he was in better shape than he was at 25. He could run miles and miles without pain and drudgery. It was at that point that he suddenly saw things from a completely different perspective. What he finally realized was this: you don't pay the price for good health, you enjoy the benefits of good health. I cannot think of a more truthful or elegant statement. We have been so conditioned by our parents, teachers, media, and how-to gurus that everything in life has a proportional cost-benefit ratio. In other words, the better the result, the greater the cost. But that's not necessarily so. More than anything else, Ziegler had an aha experience, an epiphany, if you will. While running on that beautiful spring day, he suddenly saw his daily physical activity for what it really was: the sheer joy of experiencing vitality and health. Ziegler so wonderfully summarized the essence of positive behavioral change when he said this: you don't pay the price for good health, you enjoy the benefits of good health. When it comes to our health, we, well, at least most of us, can choose to enjoy the benefits right now and every day of our lives. I have never yet met a habitual jogger or regular exerciser who doesn't crave the daily experience of running. Oh sure, there are days when they don't feel like lacing up the shoes, but they'll do it anyway, probably because, whether they realize it or not, they're addicted to the all-natural, mood-altering pharmaceuticals created in the brains of habitual exercisers. That is the secret sauce that drives people to override their evolutionary instincts to conserve energy. In the next post, we're going to see how that happens and how you can go about experiencing this natural high, which often results in a full-blown addiction to regular exercise. So until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.